Well, COVID-19 has affected millions of people across the globe experiencing mild to severe symptoms from the virus. But now doctors are concerned for a growing population of patients who are battling lasting illnesses for months on end. They're called the long haulers. When the coronavirus pandemic first began, the World Health Organization reported that most people who were infected with the virus fell into two categories: those with a mild response who recovered in about 2 weeks, and those with a severe response who recovered in 3 to 6 weeks. But now, 6 months later, a new group of people who never fully recuperate and suffer lingering symptoms are emerging. Experts are calling them long haulers.
I am a 27-year-old teacher.
I am a 44-year-old personal trainer.
Hi, I'm Rick. I'm 60 years old.
Long haulers are made up of the young, the old, the at-risk, and even those who had no pre-existing conditions.
I lived a healthy, active life before testing positive for COVID-19.
Which include a mix of people experiencing both severe and mild illness.
I now have brain damage,
COVID onset asthma,
Anxiety, depression,
loss of appetite,
And a debilitating brain fog.
struggle with daily shortness of breath,
an autoimmune disorder, lung damage.
and bleeding adrenal glands.
Every day we're learning more and more about COVID-19 and its lingering effects.
It is a struggle mentally, physically, and emotionally to get by each day.
But what have we learned about long haulers, and is there hope for their full recovery?
but I'm dealing with you, COVID-19. You're not gonna win.
Diana is a prime example of a long hauler. She's joining us via Zoom. So when did you first get diagnosed with COVID?
I got COVID really early on. I was one of the first people in the New York City area to get a positive diagnosis in March. And I woke up on Friday the 13th, 2020, if you can, hard to script that one, but with 103 fever, a respiratory infection, the feeling like I had an elephant sitting on my chest, every classic symptom. Which was really shocking because, at that point, it was considered something that was only going to affect the elderly and the immunocompromised, of which I was most certainly neither.
So you had your first positive test over 6 months ago, but you're still experiencing symptoms.
I am still experiencing headaches, GI issues, deep inner ear pain. And I was actually just diagnosed with glaucoma 2 weeks ago, which the ophthalmologist believes was brought on by the COVID. And despite all of that, I will say that I consider myself one of the very lucky ones because my ongoing symptoms are much milder than many people. And there are so many people who contracted COVID 5-6 months ago and have been sick every single day since. And it can be extremely debilitating. And now that we know that it is a vascular disease rather than a respiratory disease, it makes sense why it is affecting every organ system.